this week's show, I'm flying into Birch Bark Lodge in northwest Ontario's Sunset Country for walleye, trophy pike, and bucket list big bull moose. You're going to want to see this.
Hey, I've been fishing in Ontario for well over 40 years and have some great fishing memories, not to mention some very close friends. Ontario has some of the best multi-species freshwater fishing in the world. Ontario has a special place in my heart. The Ontario experience captures all of this and more as hosts Troy Linder and Ty Shadeen explore new places, meet some authentic characters, and experience world-class fishing and hunting along the way. The Ontario experience is the next best thing to going on the adventure yourself, and who knows, this unique show just might give you some ideas for your next fishing or hunting trip.
We just got to Pickle Lake in northwest Ontario. From here, the road ends, so now we need to get on a float plane and fly into Birch Bark Lodge, where we're going on a moose hunt. This is a bucket list trip for me. I always wanted to do it, and now it's finally happening. That's not enough. Wigwassim has got big pike and lots of walleyes. So let's get this trip in the air.
Birch Bark Lodge is about 75 to 80 air miles north and east of Pickle Lake. And Pickle Lake, Ontario is as far as you can drive. That's where the tar ends, and so it's pretty remote. It's about a 45 to an hour-minute flight with the otter. We named it Birch Bark Lodge. Actually, Kim, my wife, came up with it, the name Wigwassim. We did some research, and she found out that it means birch bark or birch tree, so we named it Birch Bark Lodge. Usually when your group comes up, if it's a group of 4 even, you may have the whole place to yourself. So we've just got 2 cabins. We're just actually on the river before it comes into the lake, and it's just a real quiet setting and very nice.
It's something to remember when you're flying in a moose hunt. You can't actually hunt the day that you fly in. The beauty of where we're at, in Wigwassim, it's full of fish, full of walleyes, actually some really big walleyes, some monster pike. So we get to spend a day fishing before our moose hunt starts. So we're gonna get this going. With not being able to hunt that first day, there's some benefits to that. While you're fishing, you can actually check out a lot of spots. You can see some of these trails coming down from the shoreline because it is shallower, so you can see a lot of those paths. You can mark it on your GPS as you're fishing, so you can really you're basically pre-hunting, right? You can sit here and troll for pike or walleye, this whole system, and just kind of watch. It gives you a good opportunity to do a lot of scouting as you're fishing. So you're having fun and you're doing some scouting, so it kind of helps you lead into your hunt. There we go. There we got him. There's the fish, that one. I don't know if he's very big, but fish nonetheless. Is this gonna be our first walleye? That's what we're talking about. Holy cow. That's what we're talking about. That's a Birch Bark walleye right there. So there's a ton of these things in the system. I was actually up here last year, and we caught so many of these walleyes. It was just crazy. We couldn't actually keep them off our line. We got some a nice pike too. So you come up here and scout for moose, you're gonna catch a ton of these things. There's so many in this system. It's just crazy. It's so much fun. He wanted that bad. There we go. If you want to come somewhere and get like hundreds of walleyes like this is the place to come. There we go. Oh, man. Another one on. There we go. I'm using a bait that only goes down probably 10 feet, so you don't have to have it behind the boat very far. And I'm maybe in a spot 20 yards by 20 yards, just catching walleye after walleye. It's so fun. On crankbaits, which is a fun technique. Love trolling crankbaits. This segment is brought to you by Tourism Northern Ontario. There we go. There's another one. Oh man, this is so fun. You like catching walleye after walleye. Oh man, what a blast. This is a little nicer one here. Look at that, huh? That is so fun. So fun. Oh man, they're just fat too. So much fun. Love walleye fishing. Swimming gold. Alright. So seriously, this spot that I'm at, you can't literally cast, 10 feet behind you. Get straightened out. And catch one. That's so crazy. So crazy. Seriously, it was like 2 minutes. As soon as that bait got down in the strike zone, I mean, it was literally like not even a minute. It's so fun. These fish are absolutely concentrated in this little, I mean, it's not even 5 feet by 5 feet. Seriously, maybe 10 feet, but I mean, it's one after the other. Let me see, I bet you I'll do it again. And I will cast, well, 10, 15, 20 feet behind the boat. And as soon as it gets down to that strike zone, as soon as that bait gets down there, boom. It's so much fun. Oh, I love this. I love it. I mean, where else can you go and just do this? I mean, I could sit here. I don't have an anchor in the boat. I could sit here and pitch. This is kind of fun though too, just to do it. But you can sit here and pitch crankbaits too, and do the same thing. You catch just as many, but this is kind of fun too. I mean, literally a minute apart, one after the other. It's just silly. Let's try this way. 10 feet on the boat, we're kind of drifting the other way. Gonna cast down to their strike zone. There we go, there it is. Look at that. Same deal. So whether you're trolling or casting, it's all about getting that bait down to the strike zone, really. Oh, but isn't that fun? Wouldn't you like to be in Ontario right now? Whoa, so much fun. Fish after fish after fish. And you know what? The beauty of it is you get to go moose hunting tomorrow. But in the downtime when you're scouting, I mean, these are so much fun to catch one after the other. So there we go. That's a decent one. I mean, it's not a giant, but that's a good looking pike. Thick, fat. So we're catching all these walleyes in this spot. Seriously, it's not a very big spot, but there's a hole. Anytime you got walleyes in an area in Ontario, you're probably going to run into a few of these big old gators. All right, let's get him back. There it goes. A little bit more weight on that one. I was like, boy, this is a nice walleye. The way things are going, I mean, like walleye after walleye, you don't expect a big northern, but what you should up here. That thing had some weight. Much thicker, a lot of fun. This segment is brought to you by Go Hunt Ontario. Okay, opening day, moose hunting. Beautiful morning, calm. Anticipation is high. Birch Bark Lodge. We're just gonna be working up and down this river system, trying to spot them, get to shore, get a good shot. There's been we did a little scouting yesterday. See a lot of trails coming into the water where they're coming to drink and eat. And my heart is already starting to get up to high speed. Can't believe it. This is finally happening. Bucket list moose hunting.
We've probably got 10 miles navigable waters that we can hunt. We're in the process of being able to get down below the lake through a portage too. I've got a boat down there and we've cut some trails. So we're exploring a lot of new area and opening it up for our customers. The moose hunting is very good. Generally your bulls are in that 40 to 50 inch range. We've heard there's some 60, which would be very large, but yeah, very healthy, good population of moose up here at Birch Bark Lodge.
With Birch Bark's moose population and size structure, I couldn't have been more excited. And scouting by boat, definitely a cool experience.
We're gonna get out. There's actually typically a swamp back here that you can oversee. With the low water, it's probably a little dry. We're just gonna go down here and glass it, maybe do a little calling and see if we can see something come out. Well, we tried calling this spot for about half hour, 45 minutes. We're gonna go head back to the boat and just keep trucking down the river. So he's gonna stop every so often, check different spots that look good. This looks outstanding, looks real moosey. So head back and just cover more ground.
One of the great things about scouting by boat is glassing lots of habitat all in one day. And Birch Bark's got lots of it.
So it looks like we got a bear track here. It's probably been a little while since I've been here, but it's kind of cool. Not the right track for this particular hunt run, but you might ask, I mean, why are you guys doing this? Why are you guys going to all this trouble to get downstream? This river actually keeps getting more and more narrow. And typically, if you look at these rocks, this water's covered the rocks in the past. And just last July, it was up to the shoreline where the rocks end and the woods begins. But he's actually seen most of the moose down this far. He saw last year, I think it was, he saw 5 bulls and a cow down here. So this is a good area down here. Makes me excited. The interesting part about this is that it's really curvy. So every time you come around on the curve, you need to be on high alert because there could be a moose stand right there. So you really got to be paying attention.
It almost looks like an antler over there.
Yep.
Right there in the rocks.
Yep, it is. It's a moose antler. Look at there.
Nice.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still alive too. This is one that was shed. Super cool. It's gonna be bigger this year. That is awesome. That's what we're looking for. Only on an animal. Good eye, Mike. Birch Bark Lodge may be remote, but it isn't lacking in amenities. In fact, you may get too comfortable and not want to go home. And the eating? It's pretty hard to beat Mike and Kim's home-cooked lumberjack breakfast, strong percolating coffee, camp camaraderie, and the $1 million view. Well, we're heading out for day 3. We got shorted yesterday. The storm came in. Heavy rains doesn't really equate to good filming weather. Plus we had lightning, so that's really bad. So we had to get off the lake. It's supposed to be a beautiful day. It's sunny out. It's supposed to get a little bit warmer than I like. It's supposed to be close to 65, 68, somewhere in there. Hoping for moose today. We've seen plenty of signs, seen a lot of tracks alongside the banks. We're heading back to the same area. This area has lots of moose in it. They just haven't cooperated. We got a date with them. They just have stood us up so far. So heading back out, feeling good about today.
Ontario is world-renowned for moose hunting opportunities. Not only is the province home to a sizable population of moose, Ontario also produces some real giants every year. Here's a question for you. What is the official score of the largest bull moose ever taken in Ontario with modern firearms? 231 3/8 inches? 204 5/8 inches? 210 inches? Or 191 5/8 inches? Hey, I'll give you a moment to think it over and have the answer when we come back. So what was the official score of Ontario's largest bull moose taken with a modern firearm? If you guessed 231 3/8 inches, you're absolutely right. On the morning of November 15, 2008, decades of moose hunting came to an incredible climax when veteran hunter Fred Hilliard, who couldn't have been more surprised, on top of palmated brow tines, stood an enormous set of antlers spreading a massive 64.5 inches wide. Following a 60-day drying period, Fred's moose scored a 231 3/8 inches by judges, shattering the existing record of 220 7/8 inches. Definitely the trophy bull moose of a lifetime.
The river system that runs through the lake is actually just a shallow depression of the river. The Panamuta River is about 250 miles long, and it basically just winds its way through the lake and back out again, and eventually makes its way to Hudson Bay. Up here it is so completely wooded, it just basically comes down to the water. There really is no open ground. So basically it's 99% a boat hunt. So we spend all our time sitting in the boat, and what we're doing is just going up through all these little sloughs and rivers and cracks we can get in and bays. And sometimes we'll stop and call, but most of the time you'll just see the moose standing right on the edge, and scoot over to the side, jump out, and do what we have to do.
So is Birch Bark the only lodge that you own?
We also have an outpost on Troutfly Lake, which is 60 miles directly east of Pickle Lake.
Okay.
And that's a little bit different system. That's a clear water lake, deep. It has lake trout. We have brook trout ponds off of that, so we get some nice brook trout. We have walleye and northern as well, but mainly big lakers and a lot of whitefish.
So do you have moose on side of Troutfly too?
Yes, we do.
Isn't that something? You know, I'm legally allowed to shoot that cow because I did pull a cow tag out here so we can save the bulls for the guests that'll be coming next year. But we've decided not to shoot her because she's got a calf with her. And it's an early season up here. We're a few weeks earlier than the rest of Ontario the season opens. So that's a little younger, a little smaller, but that's a prime example of what you can get up here at Troutfly. You know, you just got to book through with Kim and Mike at birchbarklodge.com.
Typically, when you're fishing or not expecting it, is when the moose will show up. So obviously you need orange vest and hat for hunting as a hunter. So we brought that along, brought the gun along, go out and catch the fish, and just might run into a moose. Fish on?
I think so. I hope so.
Look at that! Woo! Look at that! Right away.
Nice.
Hey, these aren't just pike baits.
I guess
What did I tell you?
Wow.
Oh! You're there. Kim's on the board. Woo! It's a beautiful eater. This is what you guys have to offer right here. This is what brings people back. This is what sells your popcorn right there.
That's right.
Broke the tide. You're almost facing the other way. That's what I'm going with. Oh, there's another one for frying pan. Good eaters. Don't worry, Kim, I'll always keep hooking your fish on for you, okay?
Well, I'm not casting while you're doing it. Right at the boat.
Right at the boat.
Yep.
Okay, don't.
Okay.
There we go. Oh!
In the boat! In the boat!
Nice. That was a fun evening, huh?
Yes, it was.
Sweet. Get it on the stringer. Yeah, look at this, huh?
Woo!
Looks like surf and turf tonight.
Woohoo!
Fun night with
awesome.
Kim. She showed me how it's done. Pretty hard to beat coming back to a warm, comfortable cabin after a day fishing and scouting moose. And back to the food. You've never really had fresh fish until you've eaten walleye, fried literally minutes after coming out of the water. And some fried potatoes. I also fell in love with walleye wings, the breast meat between the pelvic fins. Like walleye cheeks, they're too often overlooked, but a real treat. Unfortunately, we didn't connect on a moose, but the Ontario experience up here was fantastic at Birch Bark Lodge. These experiences are going to be with me for a lifetime. What a fantastic wilderness-filled trip. Lots of new memories and lifelong friendships. Well, all good things come to an end. We got to take off, head to our next Ontario experience. But you know what? The final pages of this bucket list moose hunt has not been written yet. In fact, I'm going to go talk to Mike and Kim to see what we can do about that. Mike? Kim? Where'd you guys go?